Have you ever had a dream that felt so real, you weren't sure if you were awake? Imagine that feeling, but it never ends. That's my life now. My name is Alex, and I used to be a lucid dreamer. I could control my dreams, build entire worlds behind my eyes. It was my escape, my superpower. But one night, I went too deep. I built a city, a sprawling metropolis of glass and steel, shimmering under a perpetual twilight. I called it Nocturne. In Nocturne, I wasn't just the architect. I was a god. I could fly between skyscrapers, reshape buildings with a thought, and paint the sky with any color I chose. It was perfect, too perfect. That's when I met her, Ilara. She appeared on a balcony overlooking the city's central plaza. She wasn't like the other figures in my dreams, the blurry, compliant projections of my subconscious. She was sharp, distinct, with eyes that held a universe of their own. She smiled, and it wasn't my smile. It was hers. She spoke, and her voice wasn't a memory or an echo. It was new. "Beautiful, isn't it?" she said, gesturing to my creation. "But it's a little lonely, don't you think?" I was stunned. I had never created a character with this level of autonomy. I tried to change her, to make her hair a different color, to alter her dress, but nothing worked. She just laughed. "I'm not one of your puppets, Alex." How did she know my name? Panic, cold and sharp, pierced the dreamy haze. I tried to wake up, my usual trick of focusing on the sensation of my real body in bed. Nothing happened. The dream world held firm. Ilara just watched me, her expression a mix of pity and amusement. "You can't leave," she said softly. "Not until the game is over?" "Game? What game?" The city of Nocturne, my perfect creation, suddenly felt like a cage. The glass towers seemed to lean in, their reflections warping into monstrous shapes. The twilight sky deepened into an oppressive, starless black. I was trapped. Days, or what felt like days, bled into one another. In this world without sun or moon, time was a fluid, meaningless concept. Ilara was my constant companion, my guide, and my tormentor. She would lead me through the labyrinthine streets of Nocturne, setting up bizarre, nonsensical challenges. Solve a riddle whispered by a stone statue. Race the shadow of a clock tower that moved backward. Find a single red door in a district of infinite blue ones. Each task was designed to fray my sanity, to make me question the very nature of reality. "What is real, Alex?" she'd ask, her voice echoing in the empty avenues. "The world you left behind, or the one we're building together?" She started to change things. My city, a park I had designed with weeping willows, was now filled with skeletal, iron trees. A grand library, once holding every book I'd ever wanted to read, now had shelves filled with blank pages. It was a systematic dismantling of my own mind. She was erasing me from my own creation. I fought back. I tried to rebuild, to reassert my control. I'd focus with all my might, and for a fleeting moment, a willow branch would sprout a green leaf, or a single word would appear on a blank page. But she was always stronger. Her laughter would ring out, and the leaf would wither. The word would vanish. One evening, she led me to the city's highest spire, the one I had named the pinnacle of lucidity. Ironic, I know. We stood on the edge, the wind whipping around us, the endless city spread below like a circuit board. "Why are you doing this?" I yelled over the wind. She turned to me, her expression unreadable. "You came here to escape," she said. "You built this world to hide from something. I'm just a reflection of what you're running from." Her words hit me harder than any physical blow. She was right. I had started lucid dreaming to escape the grief of losing my brother. He was the real architect, the one who taught me everything. His accident, the hospital, the silence. I had locked it all away. "You think this city is yours?" Ilara continued, her voice softening. "You didn't build it. You copied it. These are his blueprints, his designs. You've been living in his shadow, in his dream. Suddenly, the city shifted. The sleek, modern buildings twisted and reformed into the familiar, cozy architecture of my childhood town. The pinnacle of lucidity became the old clock tower we used to dare each other to climb. The central plaza was now the park where we played. And Alara, her face flickered, her features softening into a familiar, painful memory. My brother's, not his face, but his essence. His creativity, his ambition, his frustration. I am the part of you that remembers. He had whispered. The part you tried to bury. You can't control grief, Alex. You can't build a world big enough to contain it. You have to live with it. You have to let it change you. I looked at her, at the ghost of my brother, at the manifestation of my own denial. And for the first time, I didn't try to fight. I didn't try to wake up. I just accepted it. The grief, the pain, the love, it all washed over me. I wasn't a god in this world. I was just a man, a grieving brother. As I let go, the city of Nocturne began to dissolve. The buildings shimmered, becoming transparent. The iron trees softened back into willows. The blank books filled with stories, our stories. Alara, or what was Alara, reached out and took my hand. Her touch was no longer cold, but warm, reassuring. "It's time to go home, Alex," she said. "It's time to wake up." The world dissolved into a brilliant, blinding white light. I felt a pulling sensation, a rush of air, and then I gasped, my eyes flying open. I was in my bed. Sunlight streamed through my window, dust motes dancing in the beam. I could hear birds singing, a car driving down the street. It was real, all of it. I haven't lucidly dreamed since. To be honest, I'm afraid to. I don't know what I'd find if I went back, but I'm not running anymore. The grief is still there, a quiet companion, but it's not a monster in the dark. It's a part of me. Sometimes when I look at a tall building or see a particularly beautiful twilight, I think of Nocturne. I think of Alara, and I wonder, was she a part of my subconscious, a key to unlock my own prison? Or was she something else entirely? A visitor in my dream, a guide from a place I can't comprehend? I don't have the answers. All I know is that some doors, once opened, can never be fully closed, and some dreams you don't wake up from. You survive them. Thanks for listening. If you've ever had a strange dream you can't explain, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories from the edge of reality.